is just a little bit of debriefing by God, God's debriefing, as opposed to God's debris. Anyway, I don't know if any of you have picked up the February 2012 issue of Scientific American, but there is a great article in there, and the name of that article is Space Digital. Now, I read this article and it got me thinking about matter and antimatter, and that, oddly enough, got me to thinking about logic and anti-logic. Now, as I read this reasoning discourse, it started to dawn on me that what these guys were saying, and it is not substantiated in any way as any kind of weighty theory or theoretical blah blah blah, certainly not substantiated as fact. It's just this guy, he's going to run an experiment because he has asked this question: is space digital? Guys, I don't know what this experiment's going to turn up, but if it does turn up anything, it kind of makes me want to gulp. Because that tells me, I don't know about you guys, let me just tell you this, I need some feedback, especially from my skeptical friends. How can this not mean that there is logic at the back of our universe? And I mean logic as in a logical, intelligent, reasoning being. And I'm going to even jump the gun on you guys and go even further and say a social being. Because we've got more than intellectual reasoning or logic going on inside of our machines, if our machines are any indication of the full of reality. We have got psychosocial reasoning, moral reasoning, affective reasoning going on here. So that makes me pause, guys, because if there is logic at the back of our universe that has written code that we cannot see, that has resulted in all that we can see, almost like this huge holographic universe for our limited five senses to perceive within this limited three-dimensionality that we've been placed within. And it's social. Let's go further to say it's social. It's more evolved, I guess, if you want to use that word, more evolved than we are, but not so much that we could not possibly recognize it. It is a social being. So the social God came up with the universe by employing logic. This social God had an idea in its mind, and it sat down and began to write the code for that idea. And just as we write code in order to get certain things to come up on our computer screens as a beautiful appearance, we have it in our mind and we sit down and start writing code, and then we pull it up and it's not exactly the way we like it, so we shut it back down, we start rewriting the code, and then we pull it back up, still not the way we like it, so we shut it back down and we rewrite the code. This article seems to be telling me that some kind of logic is behind the universe, and that this would probably imply a logical being, and since we've got all these other social logic built into our machines, it must be a social being. Wow. Guys, if you haven't read this article, please go out and read it, and please give me some feedback. It's in the February 2012 issue of Scientific American, and it's called The Quantum Universe. The article is called, Is Space Digital? I don't know what this experiment is going to turn up, guys, but if it's pointing to logic behind our universe, then I've got to say, we're not messing with your average God here. We're not invoking your average God. And, you know, in my opinion, I don't think it is necessary to invoke God to light the blue touch paper and set the universe going. It isn't necessary to invoke him, period. Because apparently he's set our asses completely and unconditionally free. But anyway, get the magazine. Give me some feedback, guys, especially you skeptics. I love skeptics. Skeptics are particularly good at being shrewd. And Jesus Christ taught us to be shrewd and gentle, not just gentle, guys. Anyway, I gotta go. Thanks for listening, guys.